It's Victory Monday here on the DNVR Broncos podcast. We've got a lot to talk about. Benny's got the inside scoop. We got to talk about the game, of course. And also, we're 27 hours away from the trade deadline. So we better get into it. We're going to start in 30 seconds. Cold open was not hyped.
You put the cold in.
Really, I really thought that I was like loud and yell. Like I specifically said,
that's the energy right there that we wanted there.
I guess now you guys talk and I get frustrated for not being hyped enough, and then all of a sudden I take off.
There you go.
Okay,
yeah,
well we've got it now.
Inflection in your voice.
DNVR Broncos podcast live from the Toyota Lounge, presented by Bet365. You guys are in the Toyota chat. Dion producing. I'm Henry, RK, Benny, the Super Bowl champ. And I think that means now we get to just talk because all the introductions are over.
Let's go.
I think I figured out the problem. You didn't drink enough of your coffee yet.
I know. It's so hard because I keep remembering other things I have to do. It's like, okay, gotta like write out a tweet.
Yeah.
Gotta like, there's all those little things or like stats or like all that.
Are you a process guy or are you a process guy every single morning or every single time before the show?
No, I'm a flow guy.
You know, I'm a big like note card and I like to check things off. Excuse me. Like to check things off. So
were you always a note card guy? Like 6th grade science note card guy?
No. That
NFL.
became something at Michigan State. We used to do these like little goal cards and write your goals down. And then when I got to the league, then it whole nother level.
I can't do anything else in the day until I have finished my coffee. So
Really?
like, I specifically wake up at a time that I know I have enough time to drink my entire cup of coffee before I have to do anything else.
See, I just forget
That's a
about
great
the
process
coffee.
right there.
Yes.
So like that's going to start you up. You set yourself up for success every single day.
Yeah.
Right. Or like, so I've been tomorrow recording the video, tomorrow morning, some video for YouTube. Don't know what it is. We talked about doing like the coverages. Yaya pitched like something about like the whole debacle with the Elway, Tebow, Bo thing. And there were some cool stats like fourth quarter Bo to get into. But I'm trying to figure out.
Don't get me started on the people's reaction to.
Don't get me started.
Was it crazy?
Yeah.
People, they just don't like hearing the word Tebow with Bo, even though.
That's kind of where I was until you guys explained it to me.
Right. He's a fourth quarter guy. It's a good thing. It's just,
but
is he
the
also
crazy thing is the amount of people who said like, I can't believe you're comparing Bo to Tebow, but no one said like, I can't believe you're comparing Bo to Elway.
Which part of me appreciates, and another part is like, okay, that's the one that's
people
more egregious.
only hear what they don't like.
Right. But see, look, it gets the
bias.
conversation going.
It does.
So if you get into how Bo is like a fourth quarter elevator, but so I've been thinking about that all morning. I have not been thinking about like, gotta get this coffee down so I can be functional.
You know what I've been thinking about all morning?
What?
We have a graphic here, and congratulations are in order for the Denver Broncos. So just clap it up. Dion, if you could bring this huge achievement here anytime. There it is. Denver Broncos have won the Texas State Championship.
That feels pretty good.
Wow.
So you can plant the flag in Texas that this is Broncos Country,
Yes.
at least for the next 365 days or whenever you play
It's going to be a while.
Texans or Dallas again.
Yeah.
7A state champs. Feels great, man. Give us the trophy. There we go. Congratulations.
Somebody watching is from Texas. Actually, by the numbers,
A lot of
dozens of people
Yeah.
are from Texas. We need to see somebody go plant some flags somewhere.
No.
Absolutely.
No?
No. So Chris said New York State champs also.
Right.
Unfortunately not. And I was about to do that. I was like, wait, we need we need a New York State championship banner. There's only one team that plays in New York, and the Broncos haven't played them.
The Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills.
New Jersey State champs.
New
New Jersey State champs.
Yes.
We need that one too.
Yeah, I don't want to claim New Jersey. They can keep New Jersey.
Okay.
Ooh, Amanda's gonna be mad at you. She's from New Jersey.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh, no. Okay. So this is what always happens. It feels like once every couple weeks, somebody says something bad about some group, usually like a state or like a city. And then next thing you know, there's people mad about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes Wyoming. Sometimes it's Albuquerque. I don't know.
I love everyone and everywhere.
Now you do after you
Besides
heard from
West
the Bumpkins
Virginia.
in Wyoming. yeah, West Virginia. All right. Any new thoughts about the game yesterday? Now that I actually had a long time. We had like 24 hours to think about because that was an early game.
Yeah, I do have a new thought, but it's not my own. I got it from someone on Twitter.
That's sometimes the best.
I want to say it was Carson, but that's I could just be throwing out a random name.
Right. Carson, yeah.
Who said the Denver Broncos in back-to-back weeks beat the number one offense statistically and the number one defense statistically. And I just hadn't thought of it in that framing yet, and it's pretty impressive. To have the defense to shut down the number one offense and have the offense to squeak by the number one defense and score enough against the number one defense, I think says a lot about what this team is capable of.
Yeah. I think I have tried to tell myself that over and over again. That's been the one thing where like I'm just beating myself over the head with it, where it's like, okay, yes, the offense didn't look great again, which means that 4 of the last 5 games they haven't looked great, minus maybe a couple fourth quarters you throw in there. But against the number one defense, that's going to happen. You know, there were some of those runs that didn't feel like they're blocked quite right, but JK's able to make something happen. Sometimes that's what it takes against a really good defense. You know, sometimes you just have to accept that the running back needs to make a play, go get you 4 yards, and you stay on track. That'll be a factor in playoff football. Like you saw it last night from the Chiefs and the Bills, a bunch of those runs where it's just like, okay, you're really grinding here for 4 yards. Might not feel like it's working great, but that's what you need to do to beat good teams. So like you can't be upset about that. Some of the missed throws from Bo, not my favorite, but they're able to hit some others, and 18 points against a defense that's giving up 14 a game. Maybe we shouldn't be too hard on them.
I feel like I'm becoming like a real part. You guys are helping me become a real part of the media. So rewatched the game yesterday, last night, the all 22.
Well, you're already ahead of most of the media.
Right.
Watch the all 22 film, and then I actually listened to Sean's press conference this morning from the game yesterday. So I'm like getting ingrained to this. He didn't think it was going to be a crazy offensive performance. You have to just find a way to win that type of gritty football game. That's one of those games as a player. When I was at Michigan State, we would always play Wisconsin. It was never going to be high scoring. It was going to be pretty ugly the entire game. Whoever wins, whoever has the ball at the end is going to win.
Yep.
That's what type of game that this was for the Broncos yesterday. This was going to be ugly no matter what. If Stroud was in there, if he wasn't in there, if Mims was playing, if he wasn't playing, if Pat Surtain was playing or he wasn't playing, this was going to be this type of game. 17, 14, 18, 15, the score ended up being. I think when I actually look back at the film, yes, there are some missed throws by Bo, but there are also some opportunities where players have to go out there and make a play. And the whole Sean Payton thing about him giving up play calling or blaming the play calling, I no longer want to hear it because there are people open on every play. Now, I think things have to be coached up maybe a little bit better. Maybe Bo has to be a little bit better. Maybe the receivers have to be a little bit better or the offensive line. But this is ultimately the ultimate team game. But there are plenty of opportunities out there for this Broncos offense to be very explosive. And it's just a play here or a play there. But I think they're trending in the right way. You'd love to see players get open against that type of defense. And for Bo not to be scared to go after Stingley.
Right.
You love that from your quarterback.
Yep.
Usually people are like, hey, we're shying away from him. We're not. No, they tried to attack this guy the entire game. And they end up, Cortland Sutton's touchdown is against second best corner in the league. So there's a lot of things and a lot of positives actually from this game.
Yeah, throwing at Stingley, I mean, like you said, I love that Bo is willing to throw at Stingley. That is awesome that he is not scared of that
balls
guy.
to do that.
At the same time, like, I haven't looked at the numbers. They're like probably 1 for 6 throwing at him. So it didn't work out great, but I love the confidence, and you hit him for the big one. Court cooked him to get down the sideline, and there's something there. And I would say in the playoffs, when you're playing good teams with really good players, sometimes those are the matchups you're just going to have to win. And like a lot of these playoff games, they come down to one possession. They're 24-20, whatever, because there's so few possessions going back and forth. And all it takes is your guy beating their guy a couple of times to really swing things. So the fact that they're able to go do that is great. I also think as much as this was a close game, when I would have loved a blowout to a team that was missing their quarterback for most of the game, it never felt like they weren't in control. That entire fourth quarter, you knew that as long as the offense didn't give their offense the ball inside of field goal range, they weren't going to score. At that point, you're tied, and so you're just waiting to finally get across midfield and kick the field goal. But it never felt to me like they were out of control or like they weren't going to win that game.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm going back to the beat the first team or the number one offense and beat the number one defense in back-to-back weeks, and I just think to myself, like, when you get to the playoffs, those are the types of teams that you're going to be facing. You're going to be facing those types of elite offenses or elite defenses. That's how you get there in the first place. And now the Broncos have showed in back-to-back weeks that, like, whatever side you're weaker on, they can exploit that. Yep. Like, you have a weak defense, well, we're going to drop 44 on you. You have a weaker offense, well, we're going to hold you to 15. And I think that we're going to talk about it in the next segment about, like, could Bo level up? I really think that Bo is, like, one more leveling up away from this team being almost unstoppable.
Yeah.
Because there's just, like, these little ticks where they're just off by a touch. There's, like, a throw to Troy Franklin on the sideline that's just, like, a foot more out of bounds than it needs to be.
Yep.
And he's not able to get his feet in. There's deep balls that are just one step away from hitting. And I think that if Bo can make that leap in season, which, by the way, he made like 3 leaps in season last year. If he can make one more leap in season this year, it's scary hours.
Right.
I 1,000% agree. I'm glad you brought that up because we will be diving into that.
Good.
The inside
I love
scoop.
That. I love that. Because to me, he has the tough stuff. Like, he has the rare trait, the fourth quarter comeback. Again, maybe I'll be getting into the numbers on YouTube tomorrow. Who's to see or to say? But, like, he also has the end of the second quarter numbers where it's like, okay, those 2-minute drills, there is something going on there that a lot of quarterbacks don't have. Like, the way he rises from the first 3 quarters to the fourth quarter, just statistically, is unbelievable. And that was even true last year.
And rare.
And very rare.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. Being able to lead important drives, to close out games. You have that. It's just guys running a curl on 2nd and 8. Hit him. Like, give him the ball. Pick up your 6 yards. And that's the kind of thing that I think you should be able to develop. As he becomes more confident, he starts to feel where he is.
Hank, you bring up a really good point about the end of half and also end of game. So every Friday in the NFL is always the situational things. 2-minute end of half, 2-minute end of game, 4-minute end of game, Hail Mary situations, field goal situations, got to have it situations, 2-point conversions. That's every Friday in the league. And the Broncos are the best at that.
And Sean loves that.
The Broncos are the best at end of game, end of half situations. If they need a field goal, they get a field goal. If they need a 2-point conversion, they convert it. It's got to be 100% of the time now, or at least 90% of the time, that if they have a 2-point conversion, that they're going to score on that. You can almost, count that or put that in the bank for them on the 2-point conversion. And then also the play calls in the fourth quarter, the gotta have it situations, and for everybody out there, gotta have it situation speaks for itself. Hey, we have to have this 3rd and 3. We have to have this 4th and 4, whatever it may be. Sean has dialed those up better than anybody in the league this year, and that's how you win championships.
Right. Which, again, is the tough part. Now you just need to. Right now they're sitting 28th in completion percentage in terms of teams. They're sitting 28th in yards per attempt. Now it's just time to get those things up to just middle of the pack.
Yeah, 16th.
And, right. Which, again, like, we're talking, you got to jump
Average.
the Bears, the Falcons, the Panthers, the Commanders. Like, you're capable. You have the tough stuff.
Can you name those teams again?
So completion percentage, Broncos at 61.2, Bears at 61.6, Falcons 61.9. So a couple of Bo's draft mates last year. You got to
those are all young
jump them.
QBs.
And they're all the same, essentially.
In front of them, it's the Panthers at 61.9. You can jump Bryce Young. 62.9, you've got the Commanders, Mariota the rest of the way. You got the Vikings with J.J. McCarthy.
Young
you
player.
got the Jets with Justin Fields. The Bucks, surprisingly low. The Bengals right in front of them. Chiefs, middle of the pack, surprising. But, I mean, that's the list of teams where it's just you need to be more efficient than that.
We're talking about adding 1%.
Right. Right.
Which is why I'm saying, like, Bo is just one more level
Right.
up away. We're talking about adding 1% to get to the middle of the pack.
So what are the levels? Like, if if just hypothetically speaking right here, is it like Bo's at level 3 right now? We want him to get to level 2, and then there's the elite level 1.
I was thinking of counting it the other way.
Okay.
So it's like he started at level 0.
Okay.
Yep.
And I think he honestly got to like level 3.
Yep.
Okay. So
Last
he's at
year.
level 3. Okay.
Maybe Mahomes is like a level 10. Be a nice round number.
Not the way he looked yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he worked. Again,
44% completion
somebody
percentage.
responded on Twitter to saying,
I'll have to think more about the levels.
right. I'm trying to buy you a second. Like, Bo obviously didn't have a great game for a lot of the game, and probably overall, you have to say probably not a great game. And somebody said on Twitter, like, sometimes that happens. It might have been even you, like, tough to beat good teams, to put up good numbers. A win's a win. Somebody responded like, well, Mahomes would never do that.
Yeah.
Then Mahomes goes out and has a worse game than Bo did.
Yeah. Everyone thinks that like things don't happen
Right.
because they are not watching those teams as closely. It's just like the person who said to me when I said like great teams find a way to win, someone responded to me and said great teams never look like that.
Right.
So I went and found the game from 2015 when the Broncos beat the Raiders on 3 field goals and a pick 6.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
like sometimes you just look bad.
And that was a bad Raider team.
It's crazy about
7 and 9
those
Raiders.
teams.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And then-
crazy that like that game when I saw that you tweeted that, because that game didn't feel like that for me. It felt like we blew them out like 29-6.
Well, in the very next week, you guys went to overtime with the 3-13 Browns.
Right. And how different is everything
And-
if you don't just pull those out?
Which exactly because every one of those wins mattered to getting the 1 seed.
Absolutely. We can dig back into this in a
Really good
second.
point.
Quick though, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Dick's Sporting Goods. I've said it over and over. Like shoes are from Dick's. Socks are from Dick's. These shorts, these Nike shorts from Dick's. They have a whole wall. Dion sometimes wears these shorts, but it's just different colors of these same shorts. I have
Your
3 pairs.
shorts?
Yeah.
He wears your shorts.
No. We don't share. We don't share, to be clear. But no, I have 3 pairs of these exact same black shorts because they're so good. Dick's. Hoodie. Dick's. Underneath the shorts. Also Dick's. Everything is from Dick's. I love shopping at Dick's. So if you're from Colorado, stop by your local Dick's Sporting Goods. They've got all the stuff. The Nike stuff, Adidas, FP Movement, VRST, Calia, DNVR, of course, our favorite. Then equipment for all the different sports. Mid-football season, coming up on basketball season, they've got the wall of shoes. You guys all know. We all know Dick's. Get your gear fast with free curbside pickup at your nearest store or easy shipping from Dicks.com because every season starts at Dick's.
Also, shout out to my friends over at Game Time. Had to walk my friends actually through this today because they're heading out to West Virginia for the Buffs game. They don't have tickets yet. So they're like, hey, what's the code over at Game Time? I'm like, it's DNVR. And then I had to walk them through how to put it in. And the way you do it is you create an account, you go to redeem code, you type in DNVR, and then you get $20 off your first purchase. Wow, how is that hard to say?
That was tough for you.
Anyways, it's awesome. I love Game Time. I've deleted all of the other ticketing apps off of my phone because they just don't come close. The best part, in my opinion, is the all-in pricing. Just hit that little slider over to all-in pricing, and you never have to guess what the final cost is going to be again. And I just think that's such a game changer when it comes to buying tickets. You go into it with a budget in your head, and there's nothing worse than being like, okay, these are within my budget. You go, and there's like $89 of fees, and you're like, okay, well, I have to readjust my budget. So shout out to Game Time. Use the code DNVR for $20 off your first purchase over there.
All right. Make sure you guys like and comment, all that sort of stuff. It really helps us out when you do that. Also, even if you don't listen to the podcast, feel free to go over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever and give us a 5-star review over there because that also helps.
I have one more thought.
I thought you might. I could tell by the breath. It sounds like a long one.
And it has to do with the Bills beating the Chiefs. Thank you, Bills.
Oh, good.
The opportunity that is available to the Denver Broncos over the next 2 weeks simply cannot be understated.
Right.
It is such a huge opportunity because you get the Raiders at home, and the Raiders are now, 2-6?
They are 2-6, yes.
Raiders are 2-6. You get the
They
Raiders
are
at home on
terrible.
Thursday Night Football. You have a chance to get 2 wins in 10 days over the last, starting yesterday. And then you face probably your toughest challenge of the season to this point. but you also get the Chiefs at home.
Yep.
When you
You're
face
saying,
the Chiefs,
you're saying the Chiefs are the toughest?
I think they will be, yes.
Okay.
They'll be coming here off a bye.
Yeah. Which Andy Reid's what?
They are coming off of their bye week, but they are 5-4. You have a chance to be going into that game at 8-2. And you could send the Chiefs to 5-5 while you are 9-2 after that game. You can honestly put your foot on their throat over the next 2 weeks in terms of them being able to catch up with you in the division. The Chargers are the Chargers. I'm not worried about them.
Right. They'll handle themselves.
You have a chance to honestly start to, break ground on the Chiefs' grave.
You're breaking skin with the knife. It's not through yet, but it's up there.
It's going to be tough.
I think
Yeah, go ahead.
5-4 almost scares me more than 7-2 would.
If they were 7-2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when they're
They're
sitting,
desperate.
like when they're facing death coming off a bye, like that is the Chiefs at their most dangerous.
Oh yeah, Andy Reid off a bye is 90% win record. They would be getting healthy. They have a whole 2 weeks to come up with the pressure plan because right now their offensive line is getting abused. Yeah. And Patrick Mahomes, any quarterback will look pretty average if they're not protected well. So
they had
be interesting to see.
I swear they had some designed 12-step drops yesterday just to try and buy Mahomes some time to get onto his back. He ran back, got on his back foot, and just hurled it.
Like the 4th and 17.
Yeah.
It's like we need time to develop. Let's just let him drop
Just
back.
run straight back and turn around he has the arm.
Yeah, it makes it 4th and 27, but at least we know we're going to get a throw off.
He converted him.
You said he converted him?
Well, he converted one
converted
a
it,
4th and 17 to Rashee Rice.
Yeah, and a 3rd and 16, I believe, on the same drive to score.
Yeah.
Just stupid. Yeah, so Andy Reid, 21-4 coming off a bye. When they're coming off a bye and the other team is not coming off a bye, it goes to 20-2.
What if the other team's coming off a mini bye?
Jeez, I don't know how to Google that.
I think this is one of those Sean Payton put the mousetraps around the facility type of game right here playing against the Raiders because of exactly what you just said. You can put your foot on the Chiefs' neck and you can really almost you can't put them out of the playoffs, but put them one step closer to being out of the playoffs. And if you overlook this Raiders team who played the Jacksonville Jaguars to overtime yesterday, Jacksonville's on the up and up, this could be one of those mousetrap games that I think Sean is very aware of, helping these guys recover. But you cannot look past the Raiders because it would be – I've been in this position in the division not only as a Bronco but then also as a New York Giant where you're just like, okay, let's go play spoiler now. We're not going to the playoffs. Let's do trick plays. Let's do fake punts. And let's try to just piss everybody off in the division and steal a win.
Yes.
Even though we suck.
Right.
So I would just be really aware of that.
Yeah, and I think Thursday night games in and of themselves are trap games.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God we're at home.
Yeah. That's huge. I can't wait for this game. And I really hope that this is one where
I love that we don't really have to wait for this game.
it is nice. We're really going to have to wait for the next one. I actually get my wisdom teeth out between this one and the next one, which
I have to get mine out after the season.
really?
Dang, I'll be the last one with wisdom.
You will. Shoot. I mean, oh my goodness. If this is me, the wisest I'll be.
Yeah,
that's tough. Let's real quick. How did yesterday's game change how you feel about the trade deadline, if at all? Are you still in the same spot? I know, Benny, you've got the inside scoop coming up where you're going to give us all the details of what you feel, but
Yeah, I think you need an explosive playmaker. I think Cortland has already taken that next step, and he's your go-to guy. The route that he had on Stingley yesterday and the way that he just got back out to the red line was incredible. But who's your guy intermediate-wise? And who's the guy, God forbid, if something happens to Mims, or,
right.
Let's just say right now it is, a concussion. Who's your returner? Who's your dynamic playmaker? Who's the person? And Sean talked about this yesterday in the press conference that they lost the field position battle. And I think that's directly because Marvin Mims was not on the field because he's averaging about 8 to 10 yards a return, and 8 to 10 yards a return gets you to all-pro status.
Yep.
And you miss things like that. So if you have a Jaylen Waddle, he might not be your primary returner because Marvin is still on this team, but if he's out, he can be that dynamic playmaker that you can put back there. But we're still missing that skill set where there's a 3rd and 3, or 3rd and 5, a 3rd and 6 in the middle of the field that you need to convert, and he's the guy that can create the ultimate separation. So I think that's what you're missing right there.
You just told I hadn't thought of this yet. You sparked it. Trade for Tremon Smith. He's a special teamer. He's a gunner. To me, he's still the best gunner in the NFL. He's the one who drew the penalty yesterday, plays for the Texans. On Skinner going up the sideline, he's the one who dove into the end zone, batted the ball back before stupid number 56 stepped in the end zone when he touched it. He also returns punts. And Tremon Smith's been a Bronco for the past few years. Yeah, I mean,
No, you need somebody on offense.
I think you need that too. But I think this solves special maybe not single-handedly solve special teams, but you have a new best gunner, a new special teams player, has to help somehow. On top of that, he is a returner.
JT Gray, Sherfield, Skinner got that locked up.
If I'm trading for a special teamer from the Houston Texans, it's Denico Autry.
Wow. Just a field goal blocker?
I need him.
I think he costs too much.
He's got 17 field goal blocks.
Give me that 7th
They
round
said
swap for
14 on the
Tremon.
show, but Sean said 16 during the week. I don't care what it is. That is going to win football games for you at some point. You could win a playoff game just off of trading for Denico Autry. What's the cost?
I have no idea. Well, because he actually plays for them.
But they have 2-star pass rushers.
Right. But we in Denver know the value of having more than that, right?
Yeah. Anyways, that's the special teamer I would trade for.
Viv in the chat asking, why not bring in OBJ for a workout? Just quick yes, no. You like that, Benny?
I heard on the No Lie Zone, and everybody go check out the No Lie Zone with RK and Akib.
Yeah.
Akib talked about you don't want to bring in somebody who is going to, you traded for me or you brought me in, now I need the ball. Look, I love O. Incredible playmaker. He's in a different element or position in his life right now in his career. But let me tell you something. If Odell comes into this team and onto this locker room and you watch him practice and then you watch him catch the ball, you're going to be like, damn, we got to throw him the ball. You don't want to be in that situation. And then, if he's out there running routes, I just think that puts Bo in a bad position. You want a quiet person, culture fit, somebody that's going to work hard, somebody that's, played at Alabama and knows what it means to win. Like a Jaylen Waddle. That type of player. Odell is very much, his personality's too big for him to walk into this type of locker room.
Yeah. I want Jaylen Waddle. I finally sifted through all of it. Now I still like your Garrett Wilson idea.
Thank you.
I'm cautiously optimistic about the Olave idea.
Okay.
Waddle is the one for me. And it goes back to what I said in the first segment about leveling up. Can you find a player? Can you find a wide receiver who microwaves the leveling up process? Each level is harder to get to. It's just like golf. Like going from a 20 handicap to a 15 handicap is easier than going from a 15 to a 10 and on down. So every level gets a little bit harder. And I think that one of the ways the Broncos can help Bo Nix get to the next level is by getting a receiver who's at that next level.
Yeah.
Yesterday, and I keep going back to this as well, when we played the Bengals, when we played the Cowboys, there's one other team in there that had multiple high-level weapons. And it's just like, okay, so you have this great corner. What about the other guy? And yesterday is a perfect example of it. They have Stingley. Cortland's a non-factor except for one play in the game. Who was the other guy that you could look to and just say, like, well, you have Stingley, but who do you have over there?
Right.
And if you have Cortland on one side and Jaylen Waddle on the other, metaphorically speaking, it just puts everyone in such a bind.
It does.
And now Troy Franklin or Marvin Mims is the third option.
Right.
Like, I just love the idea of that. And Jaylen Waddle is also like elite at working open off script. And then here's the last point of it. He's 26 years old. The proverbial prime for wide receivers is 25 to 29. The number one year for wide receivers is 27. That is the most like over 1,000-yard seasons comes from wide receivers that are 27. So you're getting him at a peak time for him when he's going to be at his best. You get him he gets to join a team that's 7-2, and
his energy would be
he
would be so happy to be here.
Could you imagine?
Sean would be designing plays up for this guy, and the intermediate passing game is something I'm always going to go back to because it's something that you lack. And if people watch the Sunday night game, last night, you saw Sam Darnold find Jackson Smith-Njigba whenever he wanted to. That's the player that Jaylen Waddle would be. You can line him up in the backfield.
Yeah.
He also does the jet sweeps. But the routes that you can run within the slot, over the middle, also go routes, also line him up in the backfield. He's that type of playmaker. You've already seen him do it.
Yep. Watching Jackson Smith-Njigba every week. What, 4 straight over 100? He's got like 160 in that. Like,
he's got
Couldn't get
mittens.
us one over 27.5 yesterday.
yeah, that was a tough one. That was a tough loss. But I think that is the guy I want. You know, one of those guys like catches everything, separates always. Not necessarily the biggest. Like I don't know that you need another 6'3", 6'4", plays the boundary type,
No,
because
you have Pat Bryant
right
in the wings as well.
the new trend is like, so Jackson Smith-Njigba leads the NFL in receiving. It's like that 6'1", 210 probably. Same as Justin Jefferson. Jamar Chase may be a little bit bigger, but not any tall. Like, that's that mold you're looking for. That's right. There isn't quite one of those on the market. You know, Garrett Wilson's pretty slight. Jaylen Waddle. A lot of people saying
If Garrett Wilson came here, that's another elite.
he's just always open
Always.
Always open.
You can do anything. You can run any route with that guy.
with great hands.
Yeah.
He, to me, is Emmanuel Sanders. Because
Yeah.
even like built, they list him 6 foot 183. Like, it's that same like shifty, speedy, but
His routes are better than the ease.
now I'm getting excited. If they did go get one of these guys, though, I do think it would change the offense. And as much as I think there are receivers open, there are opportunities
I would
that
still
are
take
wasted.
Jaylen over Garrett, just based off of personality.
Oh,
I just
okay.
don't want anybody to come in here, man. Don't come in here demanding and asking for the ball. We got a young quarterback. This is how it's going to be.
Okay.
And you're going to get your touches, but don't go to the receiver coach, don't go to the OC asking for the ball. Shut up and let's win.
Yeah, I could not imagine Sean handling that well.
Right.
Oh no, he did. Michael Thomas was very much all about him.
How
Sean
did-
handled it really well.
But
He was able. How do you do that? Just like
how could Michael Thomas want more targets than Sean was already giving him?
I think after, right?
Bro, he just wanted to be fed. So this is, I think he led the league in catches in 2019, and we played with him. Emmanuel and I played with him in 2020. Bro, it was the most uncomfortable I've ever been in the receiver room.
If Emmanuel is willing to say that somebody who wants his targets,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
it was uncomfortable every day.
But what do you do if you're Sean in that situation? Do you say like, bro, you got to shut up? Like, it's not like you're telling him go run sprints for talking again. This isn't college
Sean would
football.
kind of just ignore him. It's almost like they already knew, like, hey, Mike T is going to be pissed, or like, bro, if he would drop a pass in practice, I mean, the way he would slam his helmet or throw his helmet across the field, I would just be like, yo, what is going on? You guys win 13 games a year. What is up?
And
So,
you like lead the league in targets.
Right.
bro, he was not having it.
Yeah. Waddle would be awesome. Wilson would be awesome. Olave would also be awesome. I think that if you're the Broncos, you have to be tempted to make a move. You know, we can wrap this up real quick. On the other side, first I want to give a shout out to Gold Crown Foundation. I've said it before. I believe that playing basketball as a child should be mandatory in the United States.
Wow.
I think that there's so many life lessons. I think that there's the physical value. I think that as the world gets better at basketball, it's a great way for the U.S. to keep up. Gold Crown Foundation, if you do play basketball in Colorado, is probably where you played. The Gold Crown Competitive League is what's best known for. They've got divisions for 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, feeder teams, the gold level, silver level, bronze level, and of course the club teams, elite and open. They play in high school gyms. They also get to play at the Gold Crown Fieldhouse, which I've never been to, but I've been meaning to go watch a game there. It's high energy, 6 courts. Now is the time to find a team in your area. They've got tryouts. You can find information on the website. You can check with your local school as well. Learn more. Sign up by scanning the QR code on the screen or visiting goldcrownfoundation.com.
Also, we are past the time in this world where it's just like part of your job description to be uncomfortable at work. There's just like a lot of people for a long time who just like had to wear uncomfortable clothes to work.
They did.
That was just part of the part of the job description.
Ugh.
It's in the past, thanks to places like Mack Weldon, who are creating button-ups, shirts, shorts, all with cool Max technology, so you can look like you're uncomfortable. while still being comfortable.
That's the key.
They look like regular clothes, but they have the latest in modern comfort. They're designed to fit your style, but also the demands of modern life. So for over 10 years, Mack Weldon has been designing timeless, innovative menswear to help you move through the day with confidence, even if you're just hanging out. So get breathable clothes you can feel comfortable in any time of year. Go to MackWeldon.com and get 25% off your first order of $125 or more with promo code DNVR. That's MackWeldon.com, promo code DNVR. Stop being uncomfortable.
Stop being uncomfortable. Also, we're going to jump into the inside scoop. I'm thinking we hit this, see what was going on with the offense, and we can circle back to trades a little bit later on in the show, see if we learn anything. We better learn something from Benny. Like I said, if
we don't, it's on us.
Right. This is the inside scoop, though, presented by our good friends at Ent Credit Union. We love Ent Credit Union. They make so much possible. Get to drive by every day. The mural that they put up of Pat Surtain. Broncos checking account, official banking partner of the Broncos. Go sign up. They also make this possible, the best part of the week. Benny, go ahead and jump into the inside scoop.
Great offenses. Everybody has a hand to play in those. And when the offense isn't doing well, everybody has a hand to play in that as well. And I think, look, wasn't a great offensive performance yesterday, but I think there are plenty of opportunities out there. Here we're starting off. This is Bo's first interception of the game. Troy Franklin's going to come in motion, and they're going to run a smash concept, big box fade right here. Sean actually dials this up really well. So you got Troy, you got your speed demon out here to basically attract this defender right here, and then you got a one-on-one with Cortland out here. And you get what you want. This is one of the things that is, how is Bo really actually getting coached up in the quarterback room? Because it's easy for us to play Monday morning quarterback here. Because right now this is all paused, and it's easy to be like, oh, hey, he should have went here with the ball. But one of the things that I know about from the veteran quarterbacks that I've played with is that they will just take what the defense gives them. So right here, the pocket is really clean. I would just hit Troy right here. And I think most veteran quarterbacks will just take that all day. I don't need the 30-yard field or the 30-yard completion downfield. Hey, I'm just going to take this. We used to run a play called Florida with Payton. It's a post, a flat route, an over, and a backside dig. Payton threw the flat route every time it was open. It was only 2 yards, but he would just throw it. It's open.
So Florida, flat. Does the O from post?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably just a concept that Florida used to run.
Yeah.
Is it the shape?
Yeah, because I think it's whatever. The Florida Gators used to run because
Steve Spurrier.
The Spurrier was our
there
code
we
word
go.
for it. So regardless,
I just decoded that immediately.
Yo, yesterday
get this guy into coaching. Get this guy into coaching right now.
The Seahawks had the ball. Darnold, they're under center. Darnold just yelled, Lucy, Lucy, Lucy. I was like, oh, they're running to the left. And then he ran to the left. And Lexi's like, how did the defense not catch that? And I was like, I don't know. They're not smart as me.
Because they play defense.
Right. Yeah, there we go.
But, yeah, sometimes you just want to take the completion that's right here. This, you live to fight another day. So these are the little things right here that I think, how is Sean and how Pete Carmichael, how are they coaching this up? The play is open, though. And that's what you love to see. So Sean doesn't need to give up play calling. This is open.
Yep.
Bo, you should miss it. If you're going to miss it, you're going to miss it to the sideline. You do not want to leave this ball inside because of the safety right here. So these are the little things that a second-year quarterback, maybe he is having a slight sophomore slump in terms of the downfield, the 30-yard completions downfield. Maybe there's a little slump there. Those are hard throws right there. But this is, you want to miss this over here. So Sean dialed up a great play call right there.
And I also think, going to your point of like taking what's there, and how he's being coached, I sometimes think that Sean is telling him like, if you get this look and we call this play, Cortland is going to be open. So he's like not even like he's like, okay, we have the look and Cortland is open. You know what I mean? So like he's not even looking at Troy there because he's just like, okay, I'm seeing the coverage. Yep, it's what we want. Boom, I'm throwing it.
And then that's where you want. I think Bo will get to this with Sean where he's like, all right, Sean's got a point there, but we can dial this up again if we get the same look.
Right.
And then maybe Cortland is there. So these are little things like that where, Bo's still young. He can't push back at Sean all the time. But, yeah, you want to leave this ball outside. This ball's got to be out here. And then Courtland can go out there and make that play. See, these are the things that I think Bo will continue to correct. There's 8 games left. So there's opportunities out here to correct these things.
Another thing on the missed throws that I remember talking about a lot at the time. So Bo didn't throw this offseason. It was the first time in like 18 months or something he'd been off because you go through your final college season. Before that, you have the prep, getting into it. You have to get ready for the draft. You have to go through that. You're immediately into practice with the Broncos. You have to go all the way through the season. And so one of the things he said was, I took a couple months off throwing, which was really nice. Got to work on some mechanical things after. But in training camp, he said, I don't feel like I'm at my best because of that. I'm trying to peak in late January. Like, we're building toward that. I wonder if some of this is still the residual of like kind of building that up, which I kind of hate, but
whatever his time was spent with Drew Brees or whoever,
right.
Or when you're talking to Payton, ask them what they did.
Yeah.
Just go to that. I know Payton used to have guys at Duke in March. Like, hey, bro, I'm throwing. Timing, precision, all of that. So I understand, hey, he didn't want to throw because it is a super long year, but that can't happen this upcoming offseason. No. Here you got Michael Bandy in the yo-yo motion. Back here, this is also just Sean being at his best. Knew they were going to be in a certain type of coverage, man-to-man. You get Bandy right here. Troy Franklin does a great job of the clear out. You got Evan, who's on his hot and shallow runner right here. And then you got Bandy wide open on the out. Sean, elite at just designing things. Texans weren't expecting Michael Bandy to be in on 3rd and 3. But here you go, right here. Wide open. This is what you love to see. So for those out there saying Sean needs to give up play calling, no, he still got it. And then Bandy turns it upfield. These are the little things right here that I think will continue to just have the Broncos always relevant because Sean knows how to dial these things up.
Then
this is
also,
go ahead.
You think about that little slot roll, the Bandy roll, if that was Chris Olave, if that was Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
So my mind goes.
Now we're dreaming.
Yep.
This is a little double move right here, a little out and up. And this is where I want Bo to be a little bit better. Right here, he still has the ball in his hands. Troy has this guy beat. That's open in the NFL. Put it to the back pylon. He ends up still throwing this, but I think he throws it too late. Troy is not necessarily a jump ball guy. That's for Courtland to do. You can hang on to the ball with Courtland and just give him any opportunity. If it's a 50-50 ball for Courtland, he's coming down with it 90% of the time. I think right here he should let this ball go. I think he lets it go a little bit too late, and then Stingley makes a great play. He's got great ball skills. So, look, you're just off a little bit. If he lets that go a little bit ahead of time, then you're striking up the Oregon band fight song again. Sean is. What do we have right here? Oh, this is the play. This is the double move by Evan Ingram. Clearly beats his guy. But we're going to call this a Bo overthrow. That's what everybody's going to be calling. Why is Evan looking back for the ball right now? You just beat the defender. Put your head down. This is the only guy that can stop this play. He can't stop this play, but we're going to blame Bo usually for these types of things when Evan should not be looking back. You cannot run as a receiver. You cannot run fast looking backwards. Evan, put your head down for 2 more yards, 3 more yards, and you can easily come under that ball. You can easily catch that ball. So these are little things as well. Everybody is going to blame Bo, but actually the receiver right here, I think, should continue to run and dig after beating your guy right here. Your guy is on the ground. Don't look back. You're not open yet. Because if your defender was actually still guarding you, you wouldn't look back yet. So these are the little things right here that, people will blame Bo, but there's more blame to go around.
I bet you that was one of Sean's video plays where his family sent in a video for that one.
For sure.
And you just want more of these for Evan. Like we've seen some of like the little catches, some like first down catches where he catches the ball, picks up an extra 5 yards. You just want to see that trend continue to rise. And this was one of the opportunities for him to kind of level up, do something he hasn't done yet.
You want to see that. And, this brings up to my next point. Courtland right here, go route, freezes Stingley at the line. Stingley was not expecting a go route from the inside release. That never happens. Usually it's forced mandatory outside release when you are running a go, especially with a cover 2 safety. You have to outside release. Courtland inside releases and then gets back to his landmark. So he is getting back to his landmark right now, puts the safety in a bind right here. And then Bo, this is the play. The previous play was the miss to Evan. Bo hits him, Courtland on the same landmark. Is Courtland looking back right now, even though he has his defender beat? No, I don't believe he is. He looks back right there. Touchdown. These are little things. But I think, Bo and Evan have to get on the same page. And sometimes you do get excited if you see your defender on the ground.
Right. You do get excited. Real quick before we jump back in, that was the last one, right?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
We can get back to it.
We can. We got to give a shout out to our friends over at Common Spirit. Common Spirit, again, just the best. They have more than 240 clinics, which kind of blows my mind. I guess Colorado is a bigger place. Sometimes I need to change my brain to think about that. But 20 hospitals, 240 clinics and care sites all around Colorado. They're more than just the hospitals and clinics, though. They're a team of passionate and expert caregivers. They're dedicated to your well-being, and they're woven into the very fabric of your community. They've got preventative care, advanced surgical solutions, skilled physicians, caring staff, offering personalized treatment that's tailored to your unique needs. They've got all sorts of cutting-edge technology. They've also got the human kindness. So whether it's a routine checkup, managing a chronic condition, responding to an emergency, you can trust Common Spirit to deliver exceptional care close to home. Experience the difference that compassion makes by finding a Common Spirit location near you. You can discover a new standard of health and healing by visiting mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the Denver Broncos.
Also, shout out to our friends over at Taco Bell and the new Flamin' Hot Frito Grilled Cheese Burrito. Grilled cheese burritos are a fan favorite, including mine. And this edition takes it up with new spicy Flamin' Hot rice and crunchy Flamin' Hot Fritos inside the burrito, loaded with seasoned ground beef, sour cream, and cheese melted on the inside and outside of the tortilla. You're going to love the Flamin' Hot Frito Grilled Cheese Burrito, and you're also going to love the Buffs box because it's only $7 and it comes with 4 Taco Bell classics and a collectible cup. So check out our friends over at Taco Bell. Get yourself a Buffs box if you're in Colorado, and get yourself a Flamin' Hot Frito Grilled Cheese Burrito no matter where you are.
All right, back into the DNVR Broncos podcast presented by Bet365. Rynder, give us a like, comment, say something in the chat, and go give us 5 stars wherever you listen to podcasts too, or both. It's super easy just to go over there and give the comment, the review. So if the Broncos make a trade, any of those guys that we've been talking about, it's probably a first-round pick. Like, it's unlikely you're going to, especially like Jaylen Waddle, they don't really want to trade him, but given where they are, you could probably win them over with
especially because they're just being run like it's just the GM, an interim GM,
totally,
and the owner who's probably saying we're in a rebuilding phase. Which
Champ Kelly, he was here.
Yes,
right, which helps.
He's loved by a lot of people.
You also have Darren Moogie, who is the Broncos' assistant GM last year, who's running the Jets. So if you wanted to go get Garrett Wilson, it would help to have that relationship. He's coming back from an injury this week, though. Again, you're probably paying at least a first-round pick. Chris Olave, there's some rumors that like a day 2 and a day 3 pick might be enough, but that kind of bounces out to about a first-round pick. That's a lot to give up for anybody, especially like it's so easy to get caught up in the moment. But would you regret that in April?
I don't know. It depends. It really depends on who you're going to get with that pick. If I told you that you could trade Jahdae Barron for Jaylen Waddle straight up right now, would you?
Yeah.
Easy.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
So first round picks, yes, are great. They're a lot better when you suck.
They are a lot better when you
Broncos don't
suck.
suck.
That is nice.
The Broncos, the pick that they got Jahdae Barron at, they're going to be even lower than that this year, God willing. So
what do championship teams do at the trade deadline? They usually make moves. I think the Eagles have already traded for 3 people. They're like, oh, these are our needs. Okay, they traded for what, 2 corners and a pass rusher?
Right.
I don't know. The Chiefs will probably make a trade today.
Yeah.
The Rams, they'll probably make a trade.
Yeah.
I think so.
mean,
and I think
what are we holding on to picks for? Especially now that we're coming off the dead money from Russell Wilson. You can find those players in free agency, but Sean's not about to coach for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
Let's get this. Bo's in year 2 right now. You got 8 solid years with Sean. I feel like they could work together for about 10 more years, max or minimum 5. You got to win a championship in that window.
And I think that that is an important piece. The fact that Sean Payton just has so much power right now. Like you look at the Dolphins, for example, in some flux now, but if he was taken a year ago, you've got your head coach who does all the coaching. His job is to take every single team to the Super Bowl. Every year, your goal is go win a Super Bowl this year. Whether that's reasonable or not, that's kind of where your sights are set. You've got the GM who wants to do the same thing, but is also kind of looking toward the future, making sure it's sustainable, getting the best value you can possibly get for the assets so that any given year, you're in the best chance for that coach to go win a Super Bowl. When you've got Sean Payton in Denver, who it isn't just your normal coach GM setup. It's kind of like Sean has all the power and George is there to help him make all these things happen. He's also every year thinking we're trying to win a Super Bowl. And when you're sitting here at 7-2, all of a sudden that opportunity is open. You're tied for the best record in the AFC. There's a good chance that, as of week 9, right? After week 9, in the entire Sean Payton era, this is their best start. There's a real chance that they're not 7-2 again, or, maybe they are 7-2, but the Chiefs are hot again and they're sitting there at 8-1. They're set up about as well as they could be. And I think that Sean realizes that this is a moment to buy in. And that's why 100%. I think it makes a lot of sense for them to go make a move.
You got to play the Chiefs twice.
Mm-hmm.
You got a Green Bay team in there. You got Jacksonville in there. But then also, let's start thinking into January. You're going to have to go to New England or play New England. Mm-hmm. Buffalo, go to or play them. Pittsburgh, maybe. How do you beat those teams? You got to have a dynamic playmaker. Right. How do you beat those three? Kansas City, how do you beat those three?
Big plays.
You have to make plays, and you got to have a dog on them third downs in the cold to draw something up for, and he's got to beat man. You need a man beater.
Yeah, I mean, I just always come back to okay, so Waddle's under contract for what? 2 or 3 more years, or this year plus 2?
I'd have to check. That might be. I know it works out if you count. If you count this year as a half year, it works out to you pay him $20 million per year through 2028. So 5, then you have 6, 7, 8. Okay. He's at 20 per year if you count this as a half year.
So you're if you were to draft a Jaylen Waddle caliber player with your next first round pick, you would consider that a massive dub.
You would. The one thing that scares me, though, they almost were able to draft Emeka Egbuka with their first round pick this year.
Yeah.
And if they had gotten Egbuka, you would say
if they had
better
Egbuka,
player than
you wouldn't
Waddle.
Even think about.
And what if that's the guy who's there next year? Now it could be the opposite though. Like you see the Titans trade away AJ Brown to the Eagles. What do they do with that first round pick? They draft Treylon Burks, who they cut 2 years later and is nothing. Yeah, so that's the gamble.
A practice squad call up for the Commanders.
Yes.
Night. Crazy.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it's to me, you have a crazy opportunity right now with the way that the division stands.
You do.
You don't think Jaylen Waddle would help you beat the Chiefs in 2 weeks?
It really would. I mean, what would you be thinking if the Chiefs added Jaylen Waddle?
I would hate that.
We'd be miserable. We'd say, oh, here it comes. What would you say if the Chargers added Jaylen Waddle? Yeah, you wouldn't be worried about them giving up the first round pick. You'd be saying, oh my goodness.
The Chargers already have what we're talking about.
They kind of do.
McConkey and Keenan Allen.
Right.
That's the piece we're missing.
Trying to catch up.
Keenan Allen's also on the backside of his career, whereas Jaylen Waddle is still on the upslope.
Right. There are, in the offseason, this past offseason, we talked about what are the Broncos going to do in the draft next year? You have these plans. We say okay, you probably get to move on. If you draft a tackle in this year's draft, you hope that he becomes your long-term awesome tackle. You take Ben Powers, you get to save the $10 million this offseason by moving on from him. You start this guy out at guard. Next year you get to move on from McGlinchey. You bounce him out. And you can start investing in different pieces of the team in ways that will benefit you in 2, 3, 4 years down the line. So it's not like this first round pick is obviously worth nothing. You will kind of feel the impacts of not having it if you make the deal. But I also think when you're in this situation, when you've got a guy who can help for a few years, we all seem to be on the same page. You pull the trigger if that's all the price is.
Yeah. And then some people have said they're also asking for a third.
Yep.
I would offer them the 4th that we got for trading Devon Vele.
A real deal maker. Right. I remember when we made the
You're trading
Bailey
Devon
deal.
Bailey and a first for Jaylen Waddle. Yeah, I'm in.
Right. I remember when they traded Devon Bailey, saying
I'm
like,
waiting
"Hey,
for the news.
you've got that fourth." I know we want it so bad. Want it so bad. It's like you have that 4th round pick now. Like, could you trade that at the deadline? There just isn't. The Broncos are also in a weird spot because the defense is set. You've got everything you want. The offensive line is basically set. Maybe you want like something to patch it together while you wait for Powers to get back. Palcho to me looks like he's doing just fine. What you need is one more playmaker. And I think the fact that it's so obvious what you need to take you over the top makes it a little bit more likely that you pull the trigger. People still asking about Rashid Shaheed. I just don't think there's enough
I don't
of a
think you need
gap
that guy.
between him and Marvin.
I don't, and Troy's your speed demon too.
Right.
You don't need that type of body. I mean, yeah, you don't need that.
Well, I think you look at some of the numbers this year and last year from Shaheed and say like, okay, 700 yards. There's like a trend here. He's also getting about 50% more opportunities, running 50% more routes than Marvin Mims has. If you just adjust for like how often he's on the field, all of a sudden you're kind of looking at the exact same player in a lot of ways. So that's why I don't think he makes a lot of sense. If for some reason Marvin was out for an extended period, then sure. But let's hit some super chats.
That Jalen Phillips news broke at like 5:30 a.m.
I know.
today. I'm gonna be pissed if that's when the Jaylen Waddle news breaks.
Right.
But I'll get over it really quickly when I. realize
Yeah,
that we
I'm
have
not.
Jaylen Waddle.
Pissed will not be my reaction. First super chat, if we can make them a little
You're gonna
bigger
be
too.
pissed when I'm blowing up your phone for the 6 a.m. emergency podcast.
Yeah.
I'll be up.
You will be up. Pure Lapine. Oh, it's his birthday on the 22nd. Okay, so 19 days. Don't forget. Hope everyone donates to Movember to celebrate. I already donated $57. It's all about men's health. That is a great cause.
Can I go with Molevember?
Donate to moles? I
'Cause
think people want less
mullets.
of those. Mullet. Oh, MUL.
Because I'm not going mustache.
Let's go Movember. Okay, as long as you donate. Also reminds me, Bovember. We had Sean Tober.
Tober.
Bovember.
Bovember.
Get through that.
1-0 in Bovember.
Wow. 1-0 in Bovember. Mile High Sing, $10. Fellas, national media has Bo as not as good a quarterback. He's 3rd in passes dropped by receivers, yet 3rd in touchdown passes, 2nd in total touchdowns. Bo is a clutch winner and only getting better in his 2nd year. Go Broncos, LFB. Yeah, I mean, there's a 4th quarter Bo, really good. First 3 quarters Bo, not doing so hot.
Well, actually, 2nd quarter Bo's pretty good.
2nd quarter Bo helps. If you really just separate the 1st and 3rd quarter Bo, you'd be saying like, oh boy.
Yeah.
People just
But-
blaming Bo.
What's crazy is Henry and I were looking this up yesterday. Most quarterbacks are best in the 1st and 3rd quarters, and I think most of that is because of scripting. Script your first drive, and then a lot of times coaches will say like, okay, here are the 5 plays that worked best for us in the first half. We're calling them on the first drive of the second half.
Right.
It's interesting that Bo is having his best quarters in the 2nd and 4th quarter, which are the hardest ones to be good in my opinion. So let's just get the 1st and 3rd right, and now you've got an elite quarterback.
There you go. Just him says, a little late, but I saw Benny at the Giants game after the DT statue unveiling. It was sick to see you.
Oh, great to see you too, bro.
DTL emoji. No, it's a yellow circle. $10.
That's
You fellas
the
need to
Supporters
dream.
Club identifier.
Oh, that's what it looks like on here.
Yes.
Okay. Usually I can't see this far. You fellas need to dream big. 2 firsts for Jamar Chase. It would take more than that, but I would still do it.
4 first-round picks.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Right. Right.
And we're already dreaming big by thinking
We
about
really
Waddle.
are dreaming big. Yeah, yes. Gavin, $5. Do y'all think it's realistic that we actually make a trade? I feel like it's been forever that we've been blue chip buyers at the deadline. It has been a while, mostly because the team has been bad. Last year, I think the only trade was getting rid of Baron Browning. They'd gotten rid of Bradley Chubb at the deadline, got rid of Vaughn was a deadline deal. Demarius, I think, was also deadline. Big time sellers at the deadline. But do you think we make a trade? Last year, there were 8 trades in the week leading up to the deadline. The week before, there were year before, there were 11 trades in the week leading up. I might flip those. Point is, more than half of the teams in the NFL make a trade around this time of year. Obviously, clock is ticking, which makes it less likely, but I don't know, 50-50, maybe a little less.
Sean had an interesting quote today where he said something along the lines of like, sometimes you make trades to send a message to the team. Like, I won't be doing that this year, obviously.
Okay,
but
so
like,
it's not Tremont Smith.
Like, I'll only make a trade to make us better.
Right. I would hope that would be the goal. Aiden
Like I said,
Davis-
it's an interesting quote.
it is very
To
interesting.
send a message to the team, like sending a best player away or somebody that's,
Yeah.
okay, I'm pissed about how we're playing or we
Nobody's
don't have a
safe.
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
putting everybody on notice.
Aiden Davis, $5. I have family in Parker, but I go to UTK,
University of
Tennessee, Knoxville.
Knoxville. Not bad.
They usually just go UT though, don't they? That's the
they
big
would,
one.
but that would have been confusing because that could have also been Texas.
Right.
All right.
You know what? If that's the
We're going
case,
with UT
you
Knoxville.
claim UT. Tennessee should fight for that. Don't
Yeah.
just hand it to Texas.
True.
But he doesn't get the chance to go to many games. Do I go to the Jags or Chargers game? Scared about resting.
What a beautiful thing to be scared of.
I don't.
They're not resting anybody.
Similar
Well,
to
potentially in the last game of the season if they already had the seed locked up.
Broncos aren't offensively. You're not good enough to rest anyone.
Okay.
it
It's
reminds
actually not
me
a bad
of
point.
like the throwing at Derek Stingley conversation. It's like, yeah, it's really cool that Bo is willing and excited to throw at Derek Stingley. Results maybe not great. It's like, I'm glad that you're scared of potentially resting teams at the end of the year. You probably don't have to actually worry about that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Jags or Chargers
I
game,
would say
definitely
Jags. See Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
If
Hopefully
he's-
he's back
yeah.
by then.
good.
Well, catch 22, I guess.
Week 18 against the Chargers could be really interesting though. And tickets are cheaper to that one.
Yep.
Brandon, $5. Why does Hank get XL to the Hank Tank during the post game? More Hank.
Because he compares Bo Nix to Tim Tebow.
Oh boy, that's not what he does. Amin, $5 says we have a very good roster. F them picks. Trade a first and fourth for Waddle or Wilson. Court is 30 now. We need another guy to take over as the one soon. I'm all in. We're all in.
Yep. We're ready.
Just need Sean to be all in.
And I think no one is more all in than Sean.
For sure.
And
I hope
again,
you're
the
right.
way that everything has shaken out, it's just such a huge opportunity for this team.
Mhm.
You have a 2-game lead on the Chiefs right now,
Right. You got to
2.5,
take advantage.
technically.
Yeah.
No, just 2 right now.
Too much thinking for today. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully next time we talk, the Broncos will have a new receiver. We didn't even talk about tight ends,
Yeah,
but
we already did the Hockenson conversation.
we did. Hawkinson's nice. Like I said, that's it for today. Shout out to Dion. Shout out to Benny and RK. We'll be back tomorrow. Give us a like and a comment and all that stuff on your way out.
God bless Bo Nix.
We all silly like the mayor.